Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new Destiny video. Today we are talking expansions. First, we had the Dark Below, which was interesting to say the least. It definitely gave us a good insight on what to expect from Destiny expansions. Next up we have the House of Wolves, which is set to be released sometime in the next few months. There's a lot of hype around this because players are craving new content to chew on. Bungie have seemed to learn from some of the mistakes they made in Dark Below, so House of Wolves is set to be a very strong release. Now what's next for Destiny in terms of expansions? Well, Activision have confirmed a major content release for Destiny sometime in fall 2015. Activision CEO Eric Hirschberg said, "We have a second Destiny expansion on the way and a major content release coming in fall, and a very robust pipeline after that." And using this image that leaked in October 2014, we can assume that the second expansion he talks about is House of Wolves. The major content release he talks about is this thing here called Comet, Plague of Darkness, and the robust pipeline after that is Vex Void and Forge of Gods. Now, although this image could be completely fake and not true, it seems pretty legit to me, even though it's not confirmed. Other than the fact that it says House of Wolves is going to be released on March 10th, we all know it got pushed back. But other than that, it seems pretty damn realistic, and we don't really have anything else to go on for Comet, so we're just going to have to make do with this for now. So starting with the artwork along the top here, we can see that Comet has the exact same artwork as the Destiny original box release. Now some people think that this means the Comet will have its own separate disc, that we're going to have to buy a whole new box for the new disc for Comet, that it's going to be that large. I don't think it will be. This is probably just to signify how big Comet is, how it's so much bigger than Dark Below and House of Wolves. And it'll probably be a very large download file, but I doubt it will have a second disc with its own separate box. We'll probably see some dedicated Comet artwork at possibly E3 or something like that, but this is probably just to signify it's a huge release. This is not going to be a separate disc or a separate box for Comet. So as we can see here, it says September 2015, that's exactly a year after Destiny was originally released, so it would make sense for Comet to be released then. It says it's going to be called Comet, Plague of Darkness. Now this could very well change before it's released. People are just calling it Comet for now, but this is not confirmed. We have no idea what it's actually going to be called, so this could very well change in the near future. So in the bottom half of the image here we have these little rows. It says destinations, activities, and investments. Now in destinations, these are essentially the places where the activities take place. The destinations in white writing are obviously places we've been before in previous expansions or releases. The names highlighted in green are places which are exclusive to that expansion. So for Comet, the only exclusive place it has is a hive ship. Now this is really interesting because we've only been on fallen catches which have been really close to the surface before, and we've not really had any interesting encounters with enemy ships. So what could we possibly be doing with a hive ship? Well, a really cool idea I had is like a public event type situation. Since Comet is going to be getting a new public event, in the event the hive ship teleports out of nowhere, and basically you have to try and board this ship and destroy something or kill something on that ship. Now this could be something you could do in like a story or a strike, but if it was a public event and it just happened randomly in patrol, that would make it so much more interesting and fresh. So I think that's a really cool idea for the hive ship location. Another idea is maybe, because we're getting a new patrol area in Comet, that we could maybe be patrolling the hive ship, maybe? I don't know, it might be a wee bit small for a whole patrol area, but if it was done right, it could be really cool and really interesting, but I doubt this is what the hive ship will be used for. Another really cool idea is hive ship crucible map, where you don't just run around inside the ship, you run on the outside. You can actually run around on the outside of the ship, so just picture this in your head. You're running in and out and all over a hive ship, while the ship is orbiting the moon at immense speeds with the light of 1 trillion stars shining down on you, while blasting your friend's head off with a sick sniper shot. Yes, bloody please. But the hive ship will probably just be a story or a strike or something boring like that. So let's move on to this little activities bar down here. First up we have 12 new story missions and 4 new strikes. Now this is pretty standard, you know, that while new story missions and new strikes are pretty standard, 12 new missions as opposed to 3 new missions, that is a lot of missions. And strikes, we used to only have 1 or 2 new strikes, whereas in Comet we're getting 4, so we're getting a lot more missions and strikes. The interesting thing about this is, like, Dark Below was kind of focused on the whole Hive Crota thing. House of Wolves is going to be set on the whole Fallen House of Wolves Queen of the Reef thing, whereas Comet, we don't really have anything to go on. Comet could be about anything, really, so Comet could be about like what the speaker gets up to on his holiday. It could be absolutely anything, we have no idea. So, I'm really just hoping that Bungie sort of explain more stuff and let us learn a bit more about this universe that they've created, because I see so much potential for an awesome story. And I hope they just, you know, add a little bit more. I mean, it's just an expansion, it's not going to have a huge amount of new stuff in terms of story, but I think there could be some more interesting stuff put in these missions and strikes. Actually, now that I think about it, since the expansion is apparently going to be called Comet Plague of Darkness, perhaps it's going to have just sort of a lot to do with the darkness, because if you remember way back in Destiny's original story, in one of those meaningful cutscenes, the speaker actually talks about how the darkness is coming back. So maybe that's what Comet's story is going to be about. Maybe we have to like push back the darkness again and basically do what the Traveler did all those centuries ago. Maybe that's it. Just an idea. So here's where it gets interesting. We're getting a new public event. So I think Bungie could get really creative here and make something really fun and different from what we're used to, because public events really have gotten pretty standard, haven't they? They've gotten pretty predictable now. It's either, oh, stop this big captain from running through the checkpoints, or stop them from digging up Glimmer from the dirt. So there's so much they could do with public events. There's so many ideas I'm sure many people have. Of course, I talked about earlier, like a Fallen or a Hive or a Cabal, whatever, some sort of enemy dropship comes down to the surface, and you have to try and board that ship and like kill something on it, destroy something on it, hell, maybe blow up the whole thing. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, it's just randomly in the world, you just board a ship and blow it up. How awesome does that sound? Come on, you can't deny that. So I think that would be a really cool idea. Or another idea I had is, say you're on like Patrol the Cosmodrome and you're just walking along, and then suddenly a Fallen captain zooms past on like a pike, because the only Fallen vehicle we know of so far are pikes. So he's got to zoom in past on his pike. Essentially, you have to chase him down. So essentially, you hop on your Sparrow, like chase him down to his little lair. So essentially, it's like a car chase, essentially, within Destiny. And basically, you chase him to his lair, and inside he has loads of little minions to help him. Basically, you have to take him out. That sounds like a really, you know, fun and nice change of pace to the public event, since they've gotten so predictable and kind of boring in a way. So that's just a few ideas. Please tell me some of your ideas, because I'm sure there are loads of different ideas out there that so many people have, because there's so much that they could do with public events. They can make them a lot more fun and unique and different, I think. So we're also getting a new patrol area. So as you can see in the destinations bar at the top, Comet will have activities set on the Moon, Venus and Mars. So this must mean that this new patrol area is going to be on either the Moon, Venus or Mars. So currently on the Moon we have the Ocean of Storms area, on Venus we have the Ishtar Sink, and on Mars we have Meridian Bay. And of course each of these areas has little sub-areas. For example, Meridian Bay on Mars, you have the Buried City and the Explosion Zone and all these little sub-areas. So a whole new area to explore is really interesting to me, since we've explored in basically every part of the area so far. It'll be really nice to have a new place to explore and find little secrets on. So on Venus maybe we'll be able to get a closer look at the Vex Citadel. Or maybe we'll be able to like fly across the Sea of Tranquility on the Moon on our Sparrows. Maybe we'll find some massive Cabal like military bases on Mars. Or maybe we'll find some like remains of the first human landings on the Moon. That would be really interesting. And just little sort of references and cool little things to find in these new areas. Once again, leave your ideas in the comments box. I'd really like the idea of a new moon area where we could find sort of remains of humanity's moon landings, or Venus, getting a closer look at the Vex Citadel, because that looks really cool and interesting, and I'd really like to explore that. So moving on from that, we're getting a new raid with Comet, pretty standard. We're getting a new raid with every expansion it seems. Once again, we don't know what Comet is actually based on, since Dark Below is like the Hive, House of Wolves is based on the Fallen, etc. So we really have no idea what this raid is going to be about or where it's going to be set. So that's going to be really interesting, since the raids in Destiny are very unique to each other and a very different experience than what you're used to in just the basic game. And we're also getting 6 new PvP maps. That's more than we're used to, good 2 or 3 more than we're used to with expansion, so that's pretty awesome. So next we have investments. Now this one's a bit of an interesting bar to say the least. First up we have a new player guild. Apparently we're getting 3 of these. I have honestly no idea what this could be. I mean, we haven't really heard anything about guilds in Destiny, so I don't know, maybe it's like a new faction thing, maybe we're getting new factions, maybe that's it, or maybe with the existing factions we're getting like a new ranking system. So say like you rank up in New Monarchy and you can become like a New Monarchy Captain or Dead Orbit Major, or like sort of kind of have a hierarchy in the whole factions thing. Maybe that's what it means? Or maybe it means we're going to be getting like, you know, like when Lord Saladin comes with the Iron Banner, or the Queen's Emissary comes, maybe it's like a new person who comes to the tower to give us like special challenges so we can earn new weapons and armor. Maybe that's it. But I'm honestly very, very unsure about what this new player guilds thing is. Next up, new player subclasses. Pretty obvious what this is. This kind of confirms the suspicions that a lot of people have been having. I mean, it doesn't confirm it since this image isn't confirmed by Bungie, but I have made a possible new subclasses video. Be sure to check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing. Really interesting that we could be getting new subclasses to be playing around and leveling up in, so feel free to click the annotation on screen. There'll also be a link in the description down below to that video for all you on phones and tablets and that sort of thing. And finally, base level 30. Now this probably just means like to access a lot of content in Comet, you're gonna have to be at least level 30 to use a lot of this content, which shouldn't be too hard because since House of Wolves is most likely gonna up the light level from 32 to something 30 whatever. Legendary gear is probably going to get you to like level 33 or something like that after House of Wolves drops, so getting to level 30 shouldn't be too hard. So I think that about does it in terms of this image. Obviously Comet information will probably be released throughout the year, particularly at maybe E3 2015. Even though that's several months away, that's probably where we're going to get a lot of Comet information. But as all the information leaks out about Comet, I will cover it on this channel, so feel free to stick around, you know, as always. Just as a little side thing, I'd like to say a huge thank you for the support on my last two videos, particularly the House of Wolves info video. It's honestly so nice to see like good ratings and really lovely comments on videos. It really makes my day. Like, a few of these comments I think were just so nice of you. So a special thank you to ZNXG4M3R Daweed, nothing more than Nath, and Mr. Silent Reaction. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys, for that, because those comments were really nice and they really made my day, and kind of motivated me to make the subclasses video and this video and several of my other videos that I'm planning right now. So special thank you, guys. That really makes me happy to see positive comments like that. So never like hesitate to leave comments like that, because it really does actually make my day. Very unexpected, but thank you. So that's about it, I guess. Any ideas you have for future videos, please leave them in the comments. I'm always open to new ideas. And yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. I really hope you've enjoyed and found this informative and interesting. I hope you stick around, and I hope to see you on my next video. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye for now.